A World War II veteran is honored today with several prestigious awards more than 60 years after the war ended.
A man is dead and a police officer is on paid leave after a shooting. Why police say the officer may have stopped something even worse from happening. And police say a party got out of control. Why a woman is seeking justice against her own sister.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. Thanks for watching tonight. Nearly 70 years after serving in World War II, a veteran finally gets some long overdue recognition. 95-year-old Hubert Jasper of Paris fought in the Battle of the Bulge and at Normandy. Today, he was awarded several medals for his service. Decades later, Jasper tells us he still remembers what he was fighting for. Monique Blair talked to him in our top story at 11.
This picture is a picture of the 81mm mortar.
95-year-old Hubert Jasper was a second gunman in his mortar platoon during World War II.
And we fired 3,500 mortar shells from one location without moving.
Today, almost 7 decades later, Jasper was honored with several medals during a personal military ceremony in Nicholasville.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the presentation of the Bronze Star Medal.
Among the several medals Mr. Jasper was awarded with today, one of them was the French Legion of Honor Medal, the highest decoration in France. Congressman Andy Barr explains the vets who received the French Legion of Honor Medal are responsible for defeating Nazi tyranny.
They sacrificed a lot to liberate France from Nazi occupation.
Jasper is just getting these medals now because he didn't know he was eligible for them until recently, but also because when Jasper's tour of duty ended, he had something more important to worry about.
Well, when I got back from the war, I had a son 14 months old that I hadn't seen yet.
Jasper says although it was freedom he was fighting for, these medals are important to him.
Very proud of all of them.
In Nicholasville, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Now, if you think that you or a veteran you may know is eligible for a medal that you may not have received or they may not have received, you can contact Kentucky's 6th Congressional District Veterans Coalition. Police say he was in the right place at the right time. State police say an Elizabethtown police officer was called out to a domestic dispute at a grocery store. But when the officer got there, a man pulled out a weapon. Jordan Valines tells us how the officer managed to stop an already dangerous situation from getting any worse. She's at the live desk tonight with the details. Jordan?
Sam, that's right. Shortly after the officer arrived on scene, police say the suspect pulled out a gun and fired at the officer, who fired back. Now, within the past hour, police released the name of the shooter, who they say is 29-year-old Byron Herbert. We're told the entire incident unfolded here in the Croker parking lot on Town Drive. That's where Elizabethtown police officer Josh Burris responded to a domestic disturbance and encountered a man arguing and physically assaulting a woman he was with. Kentucky State Police say when Burris approached them, the man pulled out a gun and fired a shot at Officer Burris. Burris then shot back twice, hitting the man.
At that time, he went to the ground and they were able to get the situation under control.
The scene was quickly blocked off as KSP began investigating, speaking to witnesses, and collecting surveillance video.
The suspect had several rounds of ammunition on his person, as well as other firearms in his vehicle.
We're told Officer Burris has been with the department for 18 months and has no disciplinary issues or reprimands.
Based on the circumstances as we know it, based on video surveillance and witness accounts, he did exactly what anybody else would have done.
Herbert later died from his injuries. At the live desk, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Officer Burris will be on paid administrative duty for the next 2 weeks, which is standard procedure. Deputies are looking through evidence after a man was found dead in Pike County today. Deputies say that 50-year-old Zachary Avina's body was found around 3 this afternoon on the railroad tracks on Woodford Branch in the Phelps community. We're told Avina had several stab wounds. Officers believe he was in a fight which led to the stabbing. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow in Frankfort. Police in eastern Kentucky are investigating a crash that sent an officer to the hospital. Prestonsburg police say a Floyd County Sheriff's deputy's vehicle collided with a pickup truck on South Lake Drive. The deputy's car then hit a wall. The officer was airlifted to a hospital. 2 others were taken to a local hospital. A semi-truck driver has been cited after his truck was hit by a train in Grant County. It happened around 4:30 in Williamstown. Police tell us the truck was trying to cross the railroad tracks near Barnes Road and US 25 when it was hit. One person had minor injuries but did not go to the hospital. Police say the tractor trailers are not supposed to cross those tracks. The truck driver was cited for disregarding traffic signals. A woman is in jail tonight accused of trying to give her 14-month-old nephew alcohol. Police in Garrett County say Angela Spoonamore also threw the toddler. We're told Spoonamore was babysitting her nephew Saturday night when she went to someone's house to watch the UK game. Witnesses told police Spoonamore's behavior got out of control and they called police. Today, she pled not guilty to several serious charges.
Do you plan to speak with an attorney about the case against you?
No.
Now, the judge said that most of the charges are in the felony range. Spoonamore is scheduled to be back in court on April 7th. The toddler's mother says her son never actually drank any of the alcohol. The toddler was taken to the hospital just for observation. A hefty reward for information in a Laurel County double murder case. The bodies of Donnie and Sharon Jackson were found inside their home on Slate Ridge Road earlier this month after their home was set on fire. Crime Stoppers originally offered a $1,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest. But friends of the victims at AmVets Post 116 started collecting money, and now that reward is at more than $3,000.
And if that'll help, that's what we're after, because Donnie was well thought of here and at the American Legion.
Deputies say they've received a few tips, but they have not made any arrests at this time. The sheriff's office says the fire might have been started to try and cover up the killings. A beautiful start to the work week, and it's only going to get warmer. But as our temperatures go up, so do the chances of storms. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey joins me now, tracking the possibility of some wet weather. Chris?
Yeah, that'll come toward the end of the week. Between now and then, Sam, those temperatures really begin to take off. High pressure anchoring itself right now across parts of the western parts of the Tennessee Valley. We can show you that on our map. And just look at the milder colors off to our west, where you see some greens and some yellows. Even late evening temperatures still around 60 degrees. As this high works its way toward the south and southeast, that's the air we're going to get in on as we go into the final few hours for the month of March. We get ready to flip the script, flip the calendar over into April, and hopefully full steam ahead towards spring. A lot of mid and upper 40s to around 50, but if you're in one of the colder valleys now, at least on a local scale, those temperatures can quickly drop into the upper 30s. Look at that Danville thermometer, 39 degrees, yet just down the road toward Richmond, 50 is your current temperature. Nothing showing up on Live First Alert Defender, not expecting a whole lot over the next couple of days. Weather headlines, March ends on a really nice weather note. Temperatures are going to head towards 70 over the next few days, but as Sam mentioned, by the end of the week, showers and thunderstorms will begin to increase. Now, Sam, that's a system that is going to kick off your Easter holiday weekend. But is that a sign of what is to come for the rest of that big holiday weekend? We'll break down the forecast locally for Easter weekend. And oh yeah, you're heading to Indy. We'll talk about what Wildcat fans can expect once they head to our Northwest for the Final Four this weekend. That's just ahead.
Thank you, Chris. And speaking of that game, they want to make sure UK fans don't get too out of control. So Lexington police and firefighters have put together a proactive approach to handling rowdy fans this year, and it seems to be working. On Saturday night, after Kentucky's win over Notre Dame, students partied in the streets. Police arrested 18 people total, all for alcohol intoxication, and some were also charged with disorderly conduct. Firefighters tell us they had to put out some fires, but nothing major.
For the most part, I believe it was like, spur of the moment type things, people setting their t-shirt on fire or maybe a pizza box or something like that. No houses or cars.
Fire crews took 8 people to UK hospital Saturday night, one for an allergic reaction to the smoke, another for burns, and the rest for alcohol intoxication. Some new details tonight about President Obama's trip to Kentucky this week. The White House says the president will stop at Indetus. That's a Louisville-based technology company on Thursday. He'll be in Louisville for an economic event. This will be the president's first visit to the Commonwealth since 2011, when he went to Fort Campbell to greet soldiers returning from Afghanistan. Still to come.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
The Indianapolis City County Council wants the state to know they do not approve of a new law that they say is discriminating. At a meeting tonight, the council approved a resolution opposing the Religious Freedom Restoration Act. That law states a person's freedom to exercise religion is, quote, substantially burdened by a law only if the law furthers a compelling governmental interest. The resolution states that the act is not a true representation of the city and is bad for local businesses.
This is about doing what's right for individuals, for our city, and for our state. Discrimination is wrong.
The mayor of Indianapolis and its city council are demanding the state General Assembly either repeal the law or add protections for sexual orientation and gender identity. Republican legislative leaders say they're working on adding that kind of language. Authorities say officers opened fire today on 2 men in a vehicle, both dressed as women, as they try to enter the gates to the NSA, the National Security Agency. That facility is between Washington, D.C. and Baltimore. One of the 2 men died. The other was wounded. A police officer was also hospitalized. 1 of every 8 women in this country will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. It's a number U.S. lawmakers hope to change. A bipartisan group of senators introduced a bill to stop the disease. The bill would eliminate breast cancer by 2020. The senators say research is the key to beating the cancer.
Funding breast cancer research and setting a real goal to get the scientists cooperating is really an important part of that.
That bill would identify promising research, encourage partnerships, and create opportunities for medical collaborations. The director of the Fayette County Health Department says they're working to help curb the heroin epidemic. The department is hoping to soon have a needle exchange program for heroin addicts. Officials hope the program will cut down on the risk of getting jabbed by a dirty needle. The governor signed a heroin bill last week allowing health departments to create these needle exchanges, but the program is not mandatory. 2 important House bills were signed on the campus of Morehead State University today. Governor Beshear was at the Space Science Center to sign a resolution honoring the aerospace manufacturing industry as the state's top exporter. The governor also penned a bill authorizing the new Craft Academy for Excellence in Science and Mathematics to issue state scholarships and high school diplomas.
You know, it's exciting to come here to the Space Science Center, and I love it every time America sends a vehicle into space, and I know there's a Kentucky crafted CubeSat aboard. Think about that. The experiments going into space and on the space station today, many of them come from right here in Morehead, Kentucky.
After speaking to a standing room only crowd, the governor posed for selfies with dozens of high school students enrolled at MSU's Craft Academy for Excellence.